Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you enjoyed the flight. It was a nice day. And this evening, one of the top pilots, Thomas Brauner, will present us the basics, how to become a good pilot. And also, he will explain how to use the speed bar to optimize your flight. So, Thomas, I give the word to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I was preparing few basics, what I know to show you how to be good and successful pilot. The first of all, I tell you the biggest know-how of Czech pilots, how to becoming strong and fast, and it is this one. If you drink a lot of Pilsner, you will becoming fast. Maybe. Okay, what is important to be successful pilot? For me, the base of everything is knowledge of glider handling. That means if you are really able to hold your glider on any condition and you are not afraid to push your speed bar and you are able to open fast every collapses, you feel really safe and you can fly safe for yourself and fast as well. You will have safe feeling, which is really important for a long fly or for competition, because you are not afraid about any collision and you can be more relaxed and concentrate for your flying. You will be able to reach maximum of your speed of the glider, especially on a difficult condition. If you need to go on the lee side, or you are pushed on the lee side and you need to escape from this place or climb on this place, you are able to do it. Use maximum speed of your glider and handle performance on your glider. That means if you really know how to use your speed bar and how to recover your glider, you are able to push maximum what you can, and you avoid any collapses and you don't lose your altitude and you don't lose your way. The second thing what is important is feel your glider. Every glider give you any feedback, which is typical for any company and any glider. And if you start to read those feedback, you're becoming better especially on difficult condition. If it's too strong or when it's too weak. Of course, if you really know your glider and all the behavior, you are able to join maximum of altitude on any climb, on any thermals. You increase speed of your climbing, which is also important, because all paragliding flying is about to climb faster than the others and higher than the others, and then go somewhere and catch the other thermal. Feeling of the air. What means this? We came from flatland country and we used to fly on a really small mountain. Sometimes we take off on mountain which is like 40-50 meters high, and you really need to have perfect feeling for the air. Any bubble you need to enjoy to don't lose your chance to climb. And this I feel like my advantage on weak condition. I'm able to enjoy more thermals, more difficult situation, and climb better than some pilots from Switzerland. Yeah, I remember one we was flying in Castello. We remember that, and there was quite difficult condition, and we was almost restoring small mountains and catching the tremor and flying high and jump on other mountains. And it was really funny in the pub. All the Swiss was speaking about it was kind of miracle. We was climbing from the bottom.
That became third then.
Then most important to be good pilot is flying know-how. Building your pyramid of personal experience. Many years ago, I was meeting Thomas Suchanek. I guess a lot of you know who is the man. And he gave me some big support. He explained me how he teach yourself to becoming good. And he was using after any flight, he tried to understand what he did well and what he did wrong. And he was writing his personal book and all the information he was collecting. And I did for many years same. And after a while, when you read this book, you find same bad situation or same bad decision which you make. And by this, you learn much faster to understand what is important to fly well. Because all the flying is about taking decision. You find the terminal, you climb up, and then you need to take decision. And it's important before, when you reach the cloud base, already know where you have to go. And maybe not in mountain, but in flatland, it's important to you have only two, maximum three chance to change your decision. At first, when you don't find the terminal, you have other decision, and then you are on the ground. And then it's very important to be precise and always during the terminaling to be relaxed enough to have time to watch around and to check the movement of the clouds and to see the other place where you want to go. Because you have only this time you have to see everything where you need to go. And then you go and you need to find the center of the terminal fast as you can. Because during the fly you make sometimes 20, sometimes 25, 30 decision. And if you make 30 decision right, you are really fast. And you always arrive in the goal. There is right timing, your personal speed. It was something which I really enjoyed in the first PVC. When I came on first PVC, it was exactly on this place in Kobala. And this day I was experienced cross-country pilot, but I was not competitors. And I have my personal speed, and I was flying quite slow but safe, always high, don't use so much speed. But then when I enjoy first time PVC, I was not understand what's going on because everyone was pushing so much and taking the risk and go low. And I have no success on this competition. I was landing always too short and always too soon. And then I start understand like by time it's important to fly my own and to increase my personal thinking and my personal speed. That means like you taking your decision and you teach yourself by your decision. If you follow the others and you see only or you watch only the others and taking decision of the others, you never becoming good pilot. And what is worst, when you land short, you are very upset. But is it not your fault? Is it fault for the others who's in front of you? And you don't take any experience of this. For this is very important to always take your own decision and to follow your own decision. I usually use the others to see if other decision is better or not, and you try to learn yourself by this. And now I will show you something about the tactics, how to use the speed bar. Okay, what is important to be good cross-country pilot? It's of course perfect glider, harness, clothing, food, pilot. All this two things is very important. But I will jump to more important thing, the trust and confidence. If you have glider which you really know, and you feel confident, you can fly much faster. It was my experience in 2006 when I want to stop competing, and I decided to go on only on few paragliding World Cup, and I use my old glider because before I was always changing a lot of gliders, almost on any competition different glider. And when you don't know glider, you always stay a little bit behind. You wait for collapses, and you really don't trust of your equipment, and this slow down your speed. And on this day, when I came on competition, I already have my old glider, which was not the best of the performance, but I already know this glider very well. I find out I can fly much faster, and I can have much better result on this. Handling and feedback. Everyone know what is meaning. Feedback, it's what the glider give you of the information to be able to read the air and to find the core of the thermal faster as you can. Stability is also very important. Performance you can handle. This is very important topic because I can see on the last day a lot of pilots which flying glider, open glider, or really difficult glider to handle for them, and they are not able to use the performance of those glider. And once the condition getting stronger or more turbulent, those people are on danger, and those people are flying really slow because they are afraid to push the speed bar. And then if you have a glider which fit you much better, you will be much faster and much safe. The other topic is polar. It's really important to know polar of your glider to be able to get maximum of your performance on any condition, any situation. Also, important topic is fast descent. To be able always escape from difficult situation. If you fly below the cloud base and suddenly you find out this cloud base is too big, or this cloud is too big and maybe sucking me, and I would like to really go down. It's really important to know how you can fall down really fast and safe. And this is the special problem with two-line glider, because mostly I use, if I have three-line glider, I use big gears and speed or spiral on big gears, and this is really effective descent, and you can be really fast down even on a turbulent condition. Because if you try to spiral and you are on really strong thermal about 8 meters, you can spiral 500 meters but not more, because then you start to lose conscience because it's so much pressure. And if you are able to make, for example, the big gears, the resistance, the G is really low, and you can spiral really long time, and you can escape from a difficult situation. And this is very important to feel well, to be able to know how you can descend with your glider. Okay, now we explain a little bit about using the speed. Now we have situation a bit still air, no thermal, and no thermals, no headwind, no tailwind. we are on cloud base, which is 3,000 meter high, and we go 5K on long distance to reach the other cloud base. If you have glide ratio 10, and we will use trim speed, we will arrive from this place to this place, and we need like 15 minutes 47 seconds to reach the cloud base. If we have glide ratio 9, we will arrive little bit lower. It doesn't work. Little bit lower, and we need to have 16 minutes 57 seconds to reach the cloud base. Now you can see polar, how different are polar if you fly with headwind or tailwind. You can see the maximum. You can see the maximum of glide if you have tailwind of 10 kilometers, and then you can fly on a speed 39 or something like that. And if you have headwind around 10K, you can see you have your glide almost 6 or less than 6, and you need to fly 40, 47, 48 to be on a maximum glide of your glider. There is differences if you use the speed bar during the flying with still air. If you fly with the trim speed, you lose like 500 meters. You arrive below the cloud base, and you need to climb 15 minutes 47 seconds. But when you push a little bit of the speed and you fly 50, you lose a little bit more altitude, but you save your time. If you push more, you lose your time and you lose also altitude. But now it's quite so different when it's headwind 20 kilometers and no sinking air. You fly with trim speed and you lose almost one kilometer, and you need half an hour to reach the cloud base. When you push the speed bar, you arrive a little bit higher than before, and you save like 4 minutes. When you push even more on 55, all this is even shorter, and you arrive also 1K below the cloud base. Even stronger, it's with sinking air and 20K headwind. You can see strong differences. If you fly with almost full speed 58, you will be able to be quite fast. There is differences between glider DHV-2-3 and DHV-2. You can see old Omega-7 against to Sigma-7 on a trim speed. If they start pushing a little bit of the speed and Omega-7 flying on 50, they arrive on this altitude, but with Sigma arrive a little bit low, but they can be faster than with glider 2-3 because he was pushing on smarter way a little bit faster. That means it's very important to know your polar and to follow if you have equipment which show you that the best glide. It's very good sometimes to have set up properly and to follow this information. This is also often question, which wing you can use for cross country. large or small. Usually, if you use a large glider, you have to carry water ballast, and it's not so comfortable, and people don't like it. But we have comparison of the two polar. Is it two same glider, only the size 26 and 28, and you see the bigger size gliding the way better than small size. And this is important to have in mind if you want to choose your glider, to see the range and to check if you are able to fly the bigger glider. It's always better to take bigger glider for cross-country flying than small glider. This is the differences between load. If you have same glider, this is green polar, and you have same glider with 10 kilo of ballast, you can see that you have same glide, but on 2-3 kilometers faster. And if you start pushing the speed, your glide is even better. This is important, especially for today. We have quite rough condition and good thermal, and was quite really good to be on the top, to be able to push your speed and to have really good glide. Yep, and this is all. If you have any question, you can welcome.
Before you go, we were talking about today, some pilots were saying, why don't you tell us something about today's task? And I think that's a good idea. I don't need this. Maybe we switch off. We've had 3 tasks so far here. The first one was a very straightforward ridge race, just up and down the ridge. It's very hard to say anything very interesting about the task, except that the guy who won, I don't think he turned once. Is that correct? Who won the task?
Peter, did you turn? I won the task and I turned.
How many times did you turn?
Well, 5 times. I was just turning to read the range.
Yeah.
But before start cylinder.
Yeah, always before the start cylinder. Anyway, today was a little. Yesterday, I won't even talk so much about yesterday, but today was more of a cross-country competition task because there were some decisions to be made, and today we were turning to get higher because we had some transitions to make a few times. But the general rule that I would like to just mention to you is that if you're not in the top 20 in gold today, you're probably turning too much. Because we came past this ridge up here quite a few times today, and every time we were there, I noticed that there were pilots quite high and still turning. And these guys were, in my opinion, spending too much time going round in circles. And of course, it's a balance, because I also thought that when you guys, quite a lot of people left the launch mountain too low, I thought. Because when I glided over to the start gate to sit and wait for the start gate over here on this little mountain here, I saw some people just coming around the launch and going straight towards this hill over here. And I thought, ooh, that's a bit low. So it's a balance, of course, but I think that most of you would benefit from thinking a little bit more about keeping the game dynamic, is what I like to call it myself. If you're somewhere and not much is happening, move on. Just keep moving all the time, keep moving, because if you stay somewhere and are stuck, it's not very very dynamic, and it's not very constructive either. The difference, of course, is if you're so low that there is nowhere else to go, then you have to stay. But generally, when you're up in this ridge here, even if you're down at 700-800 meters above sea level on this ridge here, and it's not really working where you are, don't get frustrated by that and thinking, oh, I'm really low, I must stay here. You keep moving, keep the game dynamic, because only by going through air do you know what the air is doing. Of course, you can also see all other pilots and see what they're doing, but I consider it really important to just keep the tempo up, keep moving all the time, and try to see what everyone in front of you is doing. It's super important to be watching all the other guys all the time, not to watch where the guys with the streamers are. That's not really important, but it's important to see what the air is doing within 2 or 3 kilometers of where you are. And with so many gliders in the air, like in this event here, you can see what the air is doing everywhere. So you're watching, and if somebody is going up better than you are over there, you must go there. The most common mistake in competition flying is that you have a thermal and you stick to your thermal. It's what you see all the time people doing. They're in a thermal, they're turning in the thermal, and that's what they're doing. But if somebody 500 meters further down the ridge in the direction that you're going is climbing better, you must go there immediately. And I think that's one of the very easy, very simple little rules that I can give you just with 5 minutes of talking. Keep the game dynamic, move to the guys who are climbing better than you, and keep pushing on if you're not in something really good already. And then of course with this, with the conditions we've had today, it's been important to be watching the clouds out here in the west, so you could prevision the shade. And I made that mistake today, and Idris knows it because he saw me do it and he stopped. And I kept going that way over to the antennas, even though a big cloud was blocking the sunshine, and it cost me a lot. But you gotta keep watching the clouds coming in and see what the shade is going to do. And if there's big area of shade moving in, then you must slow down and stop and wait and climb in everything. But if it's really getting sunny now, just about to get sunny, keep moving, go ahead, move to the next mountain, move to the next climb, and be dynamic. And then all this polar talk that Thomas was making now, I think is a super interesting theory, but nobody knows the polar of your paraglider. It doesn't exist. So that means that basically you want to be going as fast between the thermals as you can without having a collapse. That's the main rule for speed to fly on paragliders. Any particular questions to the tasks we've had so far?
So can you talk about something, maybe we make some debriefing?
Yeah,
You guys understand better about this task today. Let's take the winner, you like on the top 5 guys, and you can see what they see, what they do.
Yeah, that's not with me. That's
Guys, you can ask him whatever. He's not biting, huh?
Are you biting?
sometimes, but only if I must.
Okay, then I will ask you something.
Yes.
What are your impressions about your flying Compwings for 20 years and now switching to DHV2 or NC? What are your feelings about this?
You need it any clearer than that? No, I don't like it. I wasn't. I was going to do a lecture as well, just like Thomas and Alias and Michael. And it was going to be tomorrow night, but tomorrow night we're probably still in Nova Gorica eating dinner or something like that. So we're going to do it on Friday morning instead, probably from 9 to 10 or something like that. Is that correct, pretty much?
Actually, we didn't discuss about
No,
this
but
yet,
it's probably around 9.
because it's still not sure we are going to Liak.
Okay.
I will mention that
Yeah.
later.
Okay. But basically, the lecture may happen tomorrow if we don't go to Liak, and if we do go to Liak, then it happens on Friday morning, because Friday night we're going to be drunk and merry. Okay? Sorry?
Saturday, we are not going to fly?
Saturday we will fly if the weather is nice, yeah?
So let's drink on Saturday.
Well, we have to drink on Friday and Saturday.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, I want Thank you, Thomas, for your lecture. For tomorrow at 8 in the morning, you will receive SMSs of the final decision where we're going to fly. And in case we are going to Liak, you should be ready at 9. Departure will be at 9, but this is only if it happens. So 8 o'clock in the morning, you will receive an SMS. Okay? Good evening. Yes, tell me.
Can you put the coordinates or the address of the meeting point of the R2 on the SMS? Because
Yes, we will do that. Yeah, of course. Sure. Good evening.